Good morning, Western Mass. Thanks so much for joining us on this Friday morning. I'm Ashley Cole.
And I'm Seth Stephan. Yeah, almost the weekend, just a couple hours away. I hear it's going to be a great weather weekend, but we'll check in with Adam Strempko in a little bit. In the meantime, it's berry season, it's peach season, so we're going to take your jam to the next level with some amazing additions.
That's right. We're going to do that with Jane Janowski. She's from Just Jane's Jams, and she's here to show us how to make some fancy jams.
These aren't your grandma's jams. This is the next step. So
we're going to have a little fun here today.
Yeah. So
Mix it up.
What jams are we making?
We are making a peach apricot rum raisin, and we're going to make a raspberry chipotle for a little spice.
How does one get started making jam? What's the first step in the process?
Well, the first step is to have the right equipment. You
Okay.
need the canner, you need the right lids, the right jars, a nice kettle to work in, and then from there you start having fun.
Good. All right. Sounds good to me.
Now, what's the first step in actually making it once you do have the equipment?
Well, you want to get your fruit ready is the first step. So I've already gotten the fruit ready for the first batch. So we have some chopped up peaches.
Now, how did you get it to be a puree like this? Did you just...
I use a chopper.
Oh,
you
you
can
do?
use a food processor. Some people like to mash by hand, but something like a stone fruit like peaches takes a little extra effort when you're mashing by hand.
But you want to use fresh peaches. Like, you don't want to buy peach baby food.
You don't want to buy peach puree,
What
but,
sort
of jam
I'm
are you
kidding.
making? All right.
but you do have to peel the peaches.
You
so
do?
That is a turnoff for a lot of people. It's a lot of work. You can, if you have really ripe peaches, you can blanch them in boiling water for about 40 seconds. Throw them into ice cold water, and sometimes, if you're lucky, the skins will peel right off for you and save a little extra effort. Or you
Okay.
can use a peeler, or a lot of people don't know that you can go to the store and buy frozen peaches already sliced up and ready to go.
That makes
And you
life
just,
easy.
yeah, you just need to thaw them in the fridge overnight, and then they're ready to
So
go.
there's no
Perfect.
cooking in this portion. This is just purely pureeing and breaking them down.
This is just getting the fruits all ready to go.
Gotcha. So now,
No.
once the fruits are ready, what's next?
And I just wanted to mention first, the apricots are a little easier to work with because you don't have to peel them. Just
All right. I like
okay.
that.
Okay, so now when we have everything together, we're ready to go. So you start with the pectin.
Now, for people out there who don't know, what is pectin?
Pectin is a natural substance that you find in pretty much all fruits. However, some fruits have more natural pectin than others. That's what will allow the fruit to gel once it's heated to a certain temperature.
Okay.
A lot of people don't want to use pectin, but there's no reason not to. I find if you're just doing small batches at home and having fun with it, use the commercial pectin because it really does help you get a good gel.
Perfect.
Does it have a flavor?
It does not have any flavor at all. And what a lot of people don't know is that it's made from either apples. Most commercial pectin is made from apple, but you can also get citrus peel-based pectin. So it is fruit, and it's just a high pectin fruit that's used to add in.
Got it.
Lemon juice, will put some of that in. That also helps acidify and increase the gel as well. So we're going to start with 4 tablespoons of pectin right into the kettle.
Now, when you're making your jams, Jane, does it get a little messy in the kitchen? I can imagine when you're mashing fruit and you got all these
There's a lot of
lids
moving
and
parts.
pots
Yeah.
and pans, and yeah.
Well, I noticed that too. So you're cleaning the pots and the lids and everything. You're sanitizing everything.
Absolutely, yeah.
Because
yeah.
this stuff, jams can be preserved on your shelves. They don't need to go in the fridge. It can be preserved in the shelves if you do it properly for a good while.
And if you do it properly, they should last about 2 years on the shelf. Yeah, as long as it's in a
You do it
cool,
the right
dry
way.
location, you can throw it in a cabinet. It'll be fine.
All right, let's get jamming.
Yeah. All right. So I already have the canner here. I have the jars heating up in there. I'm going to bring them to a boil, so that will sterilize them. And they're almost there now. I also took the lids and the screw caps, and I'm going to heat them up as well. So that sterilizes those, so I'll be ready to go when the jam is ready to fill.
Okay. Well, you know what, Jane? We're going to check back in with you in just a bit. So we have these ingredients and everything's sanitizing. So when we come back, you're going to show people how to put it all together.
All right, sounds great.
Love it. Thanks, Jane.
All right.
We are back with Jane Janowski from Just Jane's Jams, and we're jamming in the kitchen. Whew, lots of J's. Jane, we're back with you. Now, earlier in the show, we left off with all the ingredients for the apricot, peach, rum raisin jam.
Yes.
So
Okay,
what did you do with all that?
I took all those ingredients minus the sugar and put them in the kettle. Now what you want to do is you want to bring all those ingredients to a full rolling boil, and then you add the sugar. You want to bring it back to a second full rolling boil so that the sugar prepares, and then you want to boil it for 1 minute before you take it off the stove, and then you're going to fill the jars.
Now, the jars have been boiling in water. There's a lot of boiling that goes on in this process.
There's a lot of sanitation.
So the
if you're-
jars had been boiling, and you took them out, and you dumped out the boiling water from inside the jar.
Yes.
And now we add the jam to the
Now,
jar?
right, you're gonna add the jam. I have this nice little funnel there
Yes.
that is great. And those are great because you need to leave about 1/4 inch of air at the top. And so if you use one of these, you can fill it to what you see at the bottom inside and know how much space you need to add.
That makes it easy for you.
It makes it really easy.
Now, we need to know how much, we need to leave a little bit for the process of it getting ready to be able to be stored, right?
Right. It sucks the remaining oxygen out as you process in the 10-minute boiling bath after.
And that's why you hear this noise.
You'll hear
get it close to
the
the microphone.
you'll hear a pop when it's all the oxygen gets absorbed.
And
out.
then you know it's good to go, and you can
it's
store
good
it.
to go. That means there's no room for bacteria to grow in there.
And then you can store it in your pantry for, you said, up to 2 years.
Up to 2 years,
That's
as long as
something.
it's a cool, dry location. You don't want to leave it in a garage or put it on a windowsill where it's going to get heated up.
And you definitely want to test it before you put it away to make sure you've done it correctly. Is that right?
Yeah, you'll get that. It will pop down, so you'll know.
And if
that
you
it's
don't
ready.
have it, you might want to repeat some steps again just to make sure you get it right.
You can do a reboil process, but I would just put it in the fridge and
Okay.
use it.
That's
And
true.
use
just
it, yeah,
use
eat
it
it.
sooner.
It's
It
so
lasts
yummy.
about a month or two in the fridge.
What's going on here?
This is a jam maker, which is a really cool little item that you can buy. And it's great for making small batches. So if you want to really play around, this is a fun tool to have.
Cool.
It's so automatic that it's really easy. So what I did here with the raspberry chipotle is I took my mashed raspberries and I took 1 chipotle pepper.
Okay.
So I used the ones in adobo clay. And I chopped it up and I added that in as well with 3 tablespoons of pectin. I had my sugar all ready to go. It's already in there so you can't see it. And then you just press the jam button, and what it does is it beeps when it's ready to add the sugar. So you'll add the sugar, and then the total process is about 21 minutes. It actually
bad.
boils and stirs for you, which is amazing.
Wow.
And it's tough to make jam and to show everybody at home exactly all the steps. So if you go on our website, mymassappeal.com, we have all the steps laid out, all these recipes. And you can pretty much put anything in a jam, you found, right? There's so much different
There's
stuff
so
that
much
goes
you
in
can
jam.
add. You can add nuts, you can add coconut, you can play with maple syrup. We have a liqueur in that one, the dark rum.
Oh, I can smell it. Well, thank you so much, Jane. It was fun jamming it up with you.
Thank
Jane,
you.